be, but let's see. They may need to review it. I'm not sure the ball was out of his hand in time. And it looks like they are going to review the play. The question, did he get the basket off in time?
And the footage relayed to the officials from the replay center in Secaucus, I think he got it off in time. The replay leaving little doubt.
But to me, it's worth being certain. And that's why we have replay to get these big calls right.
We're in agreement.
And they've taken a look at it, and they've overturned the call. They've overturned the call. They're calling the basket good, Greg.
Yeah, and that's why we have replay. I mean, to make sure the officials don't miss any calls. And really, a good job to take the second look at it. Would have been a shame if they'd been cheated out of those points.
The offense coming free and easy as we wrap up the first quarter. Hawks ahead. They're up by 8. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. And we got a chance to hear from LeBron James about the hard work and preparation he brings into every game. I think you'd have to say the preparation really shows on the court in his play, and rarely does he look surprised out there or caught off guard.
And Kevin, that's really just the mark of a total pro. And I don't think oftentimes the fans appreciate how much goes in terms of preparation. Some guys get it, and some guys don't. But he's a perfect example of what proper preparation means in terms of preventing a poor performance.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And for the Hawks, guys, what stands out to you stats-wise?
You know what? They're dominating on the backboards. They have controlled the paint thus far.
Flexing their muscles down low, and they've limited.
Both teams will make substitutions. And it's the Cavaliers with the ball. 8-point game. They beat the Hawks during their last encounter in Atlanta.
They just looked stable pretty much from the get-go, guys. I mean, sometimes you'll see some inconsistencies come up in a road game that you don't see at home, but not the case in that one.
Tremendous balance on display, Greg. I mean, when you look at who was carrying the scoring load, making assists, playing unselfishly, I mean, they had it all working, and that led to the nice road win.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Bucks put together a nice one. He had 11 points, and he was able to dish out a few helpers to teammates as well. It was a great contribution from someone who's considered a bit more of a role player on his team.
All right, Doris. Well, guys, coming off a performance like that has got to have him supremely confident right now.
No doubt. I guarantee he comes into today's game feeling there isn't anything he can't do on the floor right now.
Tell you what, Greg, I think he might be right based on that last game. I'm inclined to agree with him.
Schroeder, and they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Schroeder's got 5 now.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
5 straight baskets, Greg, resulting from assists. They're playing as one unit out there.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, if they're looking to battle back, that's one of the key elements. You got to rebound.
There's the pick. Smith the pass to Ewing. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. 9 points for Freak.
Well, the defense not doing a good job at all of getting after him. They've got to crowd him and make it tough for him. That's his second this quarter.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Schroeder kicks to Chandler. That's good. Chandler's got 6 points in the quarter.
Their prowess inside has been tremendous, guys. I mean, it's been no contest down on the low block.
And until the defense puts up a little more resistance, they ought to continue to pound them down low.
Here's Ewing from deep three-point range, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And that concludes the first half. Hawks lead by 9. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Guys, guys, I'm here with Kevin Love. And Kevin, facing a deficit at halftime, what do you guys need to do differently in the second half of this ball game?
Thanks, shots. I mean, we're getting good ones and just, I don't know what it is. We had the day off. Should have got our legs under us in the second half, come out, go on a big run like we usually do, and we'll be fine.
It's a make-or-miss league, Kevin. Thanks for the time. Guys, over to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And we'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
Hey fellas, let's go over what happened in the first half. It wasn't what we had in mind, but there's plenty of time to get things straightened out. Let's get them out of the comfort zone they've been in on offense. The plays they're running are working, they're getting open looks, and we're paying for it. And I know we've got work to do, but let's not start pressing and trying to do too much. That'll only make things harder on us. And let's not lean too much on the fast break in the second half. Get things...
Ladies and gentlemen,
Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment. A different look now for Cleveland. J.R. Smith's checked in for Thompson. Williams comes in for Meeks. And Ewing subbed in for Kyrie Irving. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Lewis checked in for Millsap. Cephalosha comes in for Wilson Chandler. Tim Hardaway Jr. is checked in for Kyle Korver. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Jeff Teague. Ewing in at point guard. Smith is out there with LeBron James. Then it's Williams. And it's Love in at the center. So that's who's on the floor for the Cavaliers. Schroeder passes to Horford. Rebound by Smith. Now Ewing. He's got 9. He could go. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And offensively, a great show for the fans through the first 3 quarters. It's been a fun game to watch. Hawks ahead. They lead by 6. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good. Millsap is checked in for Atlanta. Teague comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. Atlanta's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 three-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. On the court for Atlanta, Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. Dennis Schroeder is out there with Teague, and it's Cephalosha in at the 3 spot.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. To be out of position, you can see the frustration on his face.
Passes to Ewing to take the lead. Cans the 3.
Clutch shot right there. That could be the difference maker.
Indeed, it might be a big, huge moment in this game right there.
All right, fellas, it's here for the taking. A couple stops, a couple buckets, and we get the W.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Yes, guys, Mike Budenholzer had some words for his team. With the game hanging in the balance, he tried to give his players some added motivation, saying, quote, "This is the time, guys. Right now. Be in this moment. Do your job, and we'll get the win." Back to you.
Thanks, Doris. Millsap a screen off the pick. Good! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of him.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
the line for two.
Gets the first, and that will put them up by 2. So he gets them both, and it's a 3-point game.
Absolutely massive free throw. That'll force them into a 3-point attempt.
Okay, guys, the clock is our enemy now. Time to focus up and know your roles. Trust each other to make the play. Freak, if you got the look, take us home.
Twelve seconds left in the fourth quarter. For the 3, Chandler misses the tray. Here's Meeks. Oh! And a strong finish with 2 hands. He has a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
Yeah,
wow.
That could very well be a contender for Dunk of the Year and perhaps might make its way all over the internet.
I tell you what, that is the crowd pleaser of all crowd pleasers.
We see the Cavaliers get the win here. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but Clark, in the end, everyone satisfied.
Yeah, you know, it looked like for a moment there the outcome was in doubt, but give them a lot of credit for hanging tough, persevering, and finishing strong.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Thank you, Kevin.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Many thanks, Kevin. So now we move on to our Jordan player of the game, Kyrie Irving. He had an outstanding fourth quarter where he really shined, pouring it on heavy down the stretch. What'd you think, Shaq?
Kyrie, this dude is a composed, mature leader. Along with all that mental strength, he's got such an incredible feel for the game. He runs the floor, he passes beautifully, and he can shoot from lights out from anywhere on the court.
They asked an awful lot from him tonight offensively, and he delivered. When they needed a big bucket, he was the guy they turned to, and he delivered, like I said. I mean, this guy was unbelievable. He did not shy away from the moment.
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a great night.
Was this game a little too close for comfort?
I didn't want to rub it in too much, I did what I had to do to make sure we won, and that's it. Nah, I'm kidding, man. Look, don't be putting that on y'all bulletin boards, all right? It just kept it close, and we managed to pull it off in the end. Not much else to talk about.
Are you getting the ball as much as you'd like out there?
That kind of thing doesn't matter to me. As long as we're winning games, I don't care how much I have the ball in my hands. I really don't. The team comes first. You know that.